Okay, now I'm going to cover about how to input information in a test template, and then the summary, and then finally how to print it out. This is just the classic whisk, so I wanted to go through that with you. You would only put information in the parts that are highlighted, and you also need to be wary about deleting anything. So let's say if you didn't administer a few of them, then you could delete right here, and you could even delete these. And then you go down to processing speed. I'm going to hit back on that. You go down to processing speed section, and all this is written out for you automatically. And if you didn't administer that section, not sure why, but just chose not to, you would do right click, and you would do the same thing, hide row, and there it is. And if you change your mind, you can click on these arrows here and it'll pop back out for you. Underneath here in this yellow section, you can discuss anything more, like your observations and things like that. There's also sections for when it comes to strengths and weaknesses that is described in a different video. So if you needed to add rows, be careful about adding a cell or a column, because that's going to change a lot of things. But let's say if you wanted to add a row, insert one below, that means row. And that's not going to change any of the different things. Think of the rows like a full complete unit. And if you delete part of that, it could change some of the things. So I'm going to be blocking some of those things from being changed, like the section here. That way it doesn't happen by accident. So let's go back down. There's 35 different tests total that you have access to that are actually they're quick and automated. So here we have the summary, and there's different eligibility. So you double click here and you can choose, let's do intellectual disability as the primary, and that description there is there, and you can describe a little bit more about test findings or things like that if you wanted to do that right there. And if there's no secondary eligibility, you could just delete, and again, left click, right click, hide row. And if you change your mind, again, you can click on these right there. This part is automated, where it talks about a summary of the demographics, and I'm working toward automating the entire summary with the different test results. Right now I have these tests available that automatically show up there. These are just different recommended things to put in your statement or your summary. And here's more of an automated section that talks about the eligibility criteria and modification and recommendation menu. When you're complete with this report, you can go file and you can download as a PDF document. If you have the Adobe Acrobat, there's an option there for you to actually convert it to a Microsoft Word document, and then you can share things through that. Or you can just download it as a PDF document, or you can press print. That's another way to do it. And you'll see that it's loading up, and you can choose if you want page numbers here. So that shows up down below, bottom right. Click there and then next. And then you can print it. And that's all there is. If you have any questions, make sure you contact us.